one game week remaining before the international break, and my team is on the up with its biggest return of the season so far. Help me get this one to 1,000 likes and subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it. Game week 10 was very kind to me. I finished on 64 points, which had a game week rank inside the top 250k. So I've gone from 1.2 million in the world to 570k. So I've halved my rank. So I'm really pleased with the progress made here. It was still slim pickings in the defence, but I guess everybody has been in the same boat with that, with just 3 sides keeping a clean sheet last time out. My new recruits, Aït-Nouri and Vandenberg, both provided just a point apiece, but it was in the attack where the returns were more important. I brought in Salah, captained him for an 18-pointer over Haaland or Palmer, who both blanked, so that was a massive return. In the Sunday early game between Aston Villa and Spurs, I had 4 goal involvements here, 2 goals and an assist from Solanke, a goal from Morgan Rogers as well. That was a massive boost to my overall points, and Chris Wood returned once again as well. So for a low scoring week, I've managed to really catapult myself up into the overall rankings. Before making transfers for this week, just bear in mind that it's another action-packed midweek of European action. We've got Liverpool, Man City, Aston Villa and Arsenal involved in the Champions League in the next 2 days. And you can get involved with winning over $1,000 of gift vouchers on Sleeper in their UCL prediction pick'em game using the link in the description to this video. It's free to play, available globally. All you have to do is pick a winner or draw for each game. I'm going to back all of the English sides to get a result, even though we've got some tricky fixtures in there. And then on Thursday, it's Europa League action for Manchester United, and Spurs travel to Galatasaray, which is particularly important to know ahead of that home game against Ipswich. Chelsea host Noah at Stamford Bridge. Remember, Cole Palmer won't be involved in that one because he's not part of their Europa Conference League squad. Going into game week 11 then, I've got a couple of players currently flagged. As things stand, Cole Palmer and Morgan Rogers are both doubts, but I'm hopeful that those yellow flags will disappear later in the week. I've only got 1 free transfer because I used 3 last time out, and noting that the international break generally causes chaos, I really would like to roll the transfer this week. I guess the player that could make way fairly soon is Erling Haaland. Some managers made the switch from Haaland to Salah last week. I wasn't brave enough to go there, and I am determined to give Haaland 1 more game, Brighton away. But then in game week 12, Arsenal fixtures turn for the better. I've not got any outfield players from Arsenal, so could potentially bring Saka into my midfield if I sell Haaland. So that's what I'm debating going into game week 12. Obviously, I just need transfers at this point, so if I'm able to roll, then I will do. Team selection time then, and a decision to make between the sticks with Fabianski a starter once again for West Ham. I am tempted to play him against Everton at home, benching Raya for Chelsea away. I can't see Chelsea not scoring in this game, but it just depends on how many save points I think Raya is capable of getting in that fixture. That's the thing that I've got to weigh up. Into the defence, and it picks itself here. I've still got Greaves injured on the bench. Konza is away to Liverpool, so I'm going to be starting Lewis away at Brighton, Vandenberg at home to Bournemouth, and Aït-Nouri at home to Southampton. Hopefully these 2 cheap defenders that I've just brought in can manage to get some returns in favourable home games. And then the front 7 picks itself. Dibling's not getting the minutes to warrant a start against Wolves away. So it's Salah at home to Aston Villa, Palmer at home to Arsenal, Rogers away at Liverpool, a tough fixture, but he does have the pedigree in away games, and Mbeumo at home to Bournemouth. And then in the forward line, we've got Chris Wood at home, we've got Solanke at home to Ipswich, and Haaland away at Brighton. When I look at this team, I feel quite comfortable with it. It feels like a week where we could have a good return. When it comes to captaincy, it feels like I've got a bit of a decision to make this week. Dominic Solanke is looking at me at home to Ipswich. I don't know if I'm being blinded by the recent form in the win against Aston Villa, but Spurs are just so consistent at home, so that could be any score. You look at their results this season, they won 4-0 against Everton, 3-1 to Brentford, 4-1 to West Ham, 4-1 to Aston Villa. They did have the 1-0 defeat to Arsenal in there as well, but that could literally be any score, and Solanke now looks sharp. But the midweek journey does kind of put me off a bit, so it would depend how many minutes he gets against Galatasaray. Probably the safe pick would be to go with Mo Salah at home to Aston Villa, in the knowledge that Salah has produced 6 double-digit hauls in 10 games this season. He's blanked just twice, and he's just so consistent. You've got to fancy him, especially with Aston Villa conceding in that most recent game. I don't really feel like Haaland's a consideration away at Brighton, particularly bearing in mind his form in recent games. Brian Mbeumo's another interesting one. At home to Bournemouth, he's scored in every home game so far this season. I think for now, the captaincy is going to be on Mo Salah, the vice-captaincy on Solanke, but of course I will be monitoring those midweek minutes before locking in that decision. Help me get this video to 1,000 likes then, and subscribe to the channel. Couple of other things to mention. The latest episode of FPL Green Room is now live. We've just made it to 500 subs on YouTube, and we are now uploading video episodes. That was with me and Gianni Buttici. And the link to the Sleeper Champions League prediction game is in the description to this video. $1,000 of gift vouchers available for the best predictors, free to play and available globally. Thank you for watching.